without extensive surgery. It's not in anyone's blood unless you're living in an Anne Rice novel, in which case it's totally gay, because now we have Twilight, which is completely emo.
Thank you!
What?
It sucks. You can't call anything gay anymore. You can't call everything gay, because it's completely emo. But you can't go around calling everything emo, because that's totally gay. What I'm waiting for is country. Country and western. So lame, totally country and western. You know why? Because people who I know that listen to country music, they can actually take a joke, okay? Thick skin, they're good people. They can roll with the blows. Not the gay community. You hit them, they might break a nail. Not the emo community. They'll curl up into a ball like a hedgehog and drop to the ground. They have the same defense mechanism as a possum.
You can hit me outside, I'm already dead
Emo. So I say, let it be country. That spelling test was so country. I caught my parents in bed. That is country, dude. Those skin-tight plaid jeans are so country. Not gay, because that would be totally emo. So at this point, I guess you figured out Uncle Leo is a bit out there, which I'm willing to give you. Especially with this next part. Now, it's a cult. It's one of the best-selling video games of history. It's a cult with cosplays. I want to talk about Kingdom Hearts. Disney and Squaresoft got together to crank out the most epic contradiction in history. Because you've got Cloud Strife and Tifa Lockhart battling Sephiroth and the darkness within. And they're not even cool enough to be in your party. In your party, you get Donald Duck as spellcaster. What spell incantation could he get right? I wouldn't trust him to put off magic missile. I need cure. Reading from the Necronomicon there, Donald. Got a little Cthulhu action going there. The fact that Donald Duck and Sephiroth can not only be in the same sentence, but on screen together. Doesn't that warp reality? I can't even come up with a punchline for that, and that's kind of my thing. Sephiroth and Donald Duck walk into a bar. And the priest and the rabbi look over and like, oh, I'm gonna touch that with a 10-foot pole. The priest goes, maybe Sora, but... Okay. So see, how am I supposed to take a game like this seriously though, okay? Because if you watch the cutscenes, there's a lot of deeper things going on than you think. There's a lot of psychology, questioning of identity, Jungian subconscious, some universal themes, and goofy as your tech. You wouldn't let Scooby-Doo solve a murder mystery, would ya? It's completely out of place. But then how am I supposed to take Scooby seriously? Saving the world checklist. And clown shoes, check. MC Hammer high water pants, check. Spiking my hair till I look like Goku, double check. You know how many bottles of hair gel it takes to get your hair to stand on it the same? Well over 9,000! I know, it's a cop-out. It's the oldest joke on YouTube. It's like a month old. That joke's older than Astro Boy. I used to make fun of John McCain for being so old, but everyone jumped on that joke. So making fun of John McCain's age was getting as old as John McCain actually. Now you know that Disney knows what they're doing. You know they're brilliant at marketing because in neither Kingdom Hearts 1 or 2, maybe 3, do they ever mention Kate Sith or Bambi. That's for the spin-off. Can you imagine that? Kate Sith running through a flaming forest, just as Sephiroth pulls an arrow on Bambi's mother. Bambi! Get yourself nice to the round and we'll talk. Because where could they go from here? Maybe like a Disney princess fighting game? You know, like Sleeping Beauty is the new Jigglypuff? Rest! Maybe a Disney princess dating game. Lilo! What? At least I'm keeping it in my same species. Last show I said Nala. Okay, well, I don't do my normal closing bit for high schools because I do have imaginary respect for the rules within the walls because I have substitute taught, I have taught for myself. And as much fun as it is getting into trouble with cons, schools normally have security guards. So to wrap things up, we want to talk about two characters that we've always had. And as a geek, I love talking about the crossovers. I love thinking who could be who would best who. What's up, Mom?
I'm talking on my new
I can't really hear you, no Bluetooth. Well, I can make it out, but it's kind of dim. I can actually hear the audience in front of me a lot better. Well, no, I'm at a high school. I'm at the Carleton High School. I'm just about to do my closer. You sure we can make this part of the bit? Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Okay.
That's what I get for leaving it on, but I've had great conversations. At this one point, at Otaku Max down in Albuquerque, a girl had been announced she won the cosplay masquerade, but she had to go home early, so we had one of her friends call her. This is at closing ceremony, so all the guests are on stage, everyone is packed into one room, and I go, "Give me the phone." So everyone's like, "Give him the phone."
Hello.
No, it's not Janie. This is actually Uncle Yo, the otaku stand-up. Why did you leave me? No, we're at the con. You won the. What were you winning? Okay. What were you wearing? How'd you pull that off? What are you wearing now? Have the voice actor leave horrible phone messages for your friend's voicemail.
Oh, God.
My mom knows about Hinata's Lake too. Nah. So I love doing the crossovers, and of course, Shonen Jump's two biggest hits right now are Naruto and Bleach. They're both stupidly powerful, and it's just one of those DBZ, who's going to frisbee toss a galaxy at the other guy next? Who's gonna pull the Gurren Lagann? Who's gonna jump the shark? But what if they ever could fight? Now, you need to set up something amazing for the crossover. You can't just have something stupid and lame like a filler arc, like, so they're in the same building. To get Ichigo and Naruto to fight each other, they have to. So they're in the same building. And Ichigo says, "Who are you?" And Naruto says, "The next Hokage, believe it!" She responds with, "Do anything anyway," and Ichigo, having no social skills whatsoever, decides, "Let's fight!" As he also says to the mailman, his teacher, his 4th grade, and everyone else. So it begins. Naruto says, "What? There's no way I'd ever fight a guy like you! I'll never be your friend!" Like it's a threat. So the fight begins. Ichigo starts powering up, and Naruto notices this energy increasing. And he goes into a series of flashbacks about being ignored by kids. And how Sasuke hated him, but Naruto was really desperate, so to him that counts as friendship. That attention is still attention. And then how Sasuke ran away, but Naruto was really in denial, and he didn't think it was his fault for being too clingy. And then Ichigo attacks, and his first swing just blows up a mountain. Boom! Just blows up a mountain. Just blows it away. Boom! Naruto realizes, whoa, this fight is serious. And he sees that Ichigo has this huge power emanating off him. He has this 10, 20-foot long reach. And Naruto decides, okay, I'm gonna punch him. So he makes a bunch of shadow clones, and Ichigo blows them right away, because they all have like 1 hit point apiece. So he thinks, okay, that failed. I'm gonna try that 5 more times until we wait for the next commercial break. And then Ichigo decides to power up and release his Bankai. So he begins powering up and continues powering up, and a season goes by. But his voice actor, Johnny Wong Bosch, can't keep the octave too high for him. He has to start over again, like in Dragon Ball Z. You've all heard it. Like they're downshifting. Downshifting on a stick shift. So what's Naruto doing while he's watching Ichigo powering up? Recapping the last 3 episodes. Okay, we left Choji at a buffet. Sakura's feeling worthless about herself, posting on MySpace. Sasuke, still gone. Okay, right where we were. So Naruto finally gets a kick in, and Ichigo's hunched over in fear. Unreal. What just happened? I kicked you. I thought we were fighting. Then we have a recap of how Naruto kicked it in slow motion. And whoever's watching from a distance is slowly filling us in of how Naruto shifted his chakra around the spiritual energy, and there's a whole lot of chi and kai and bum juice, whatever you want to call it. happened. And Ichigo hunches over. Unreal. There's no way this could. He kicked me a second time! During my internal monologue. Can he do that? Yeah. So Naruto begins powering up himself, and he fully embraces the Nine-Tailed Fox, and he gets his Rasengan going. And Ichigo goes hollow form for 11 seconds, or the next 3 episodes. And their attacks be right in the center, and everything is shaking and glowing, and right as they clash, we cut to reaction shots from everyone around. And they start having flashbacks, and they start recapping. Choji, Buffet, Sakura, MySpace, Sasuke, who cares, Orihime, useless in a fight! And Naruto thinks for a minute, he's made a new friend! Because Ichigo met all the prime requisites of being Naruto's new friend, trying to kill him. And then Ichigo cuts him in half. And there's this big explosion out of nowhere. And despite being in worse condition than Monty Python's Black Knight, Naruto stands up and says, I'm fine! And it looks like things are gonna start getting busy. It looks like the real fight is gonna start going. And we haven't caught up to the manga yet, so we still have some time before we go into filler arcs or Naruto GT.
Oh, God.
At that point, Ichigo begins to swing his final attack, and the shockwave cracks your television set. Which is really weird considering you're watching it on a plasma. And the shockwave is so intense it causes Naruto to go into suddenly contract diarrhea. So Naruto runs around trying to find a bush, but Ichigo's blown away all the scenery, so there's nothing really there, so he prepares to squat. And just as Ichigo is about to win, Cloud Strife appears to regain what he lost so long ago, his personality. So all of his friends come together and form the gravity-defying Blue Comet Ladder of Friendship. Tifa, Cloud, Sid, Barret, and they all grab him and they throw him at Ichigo and miss. And right as it looks like Ichigo is about to win, Kakashi appears behind him, knocks him out, takes his wallet, and moves on with his life. Winner, Kakashi.
Nice. Oh, nice. Awesome.
Yeah. Okay, 2 more minutes. Let's have some fun with Death Note. Now see, later in the series, things get really cool. Things get really complex. There are multiple Death Notes, so we start having standoffs with the Death Notes. It's like a Quentin Tarantino movie. In those scenes where everyone's got a gun to everyone else's head for no reason, just because it's fun. You know, you kill her and I kill you. You kill me and I kill you. You kill me and I kill me. And it's like, if you're standing that close to someone, you have a pen. They have a throat. Whatevs. Ryuk creeps me out. There's no way of denying it. He looks like something rejected from Tim Burton's Nightmares. He's got the Peter Pan stockings going, the big black feather boa, he's got the teeth of a shark. He never blinks. Looks like a facelift that someone pulled too high on. He looks like a freeze-dried Jamaican drag queen in all honesty. Ugh. And so the first part of Death Note is so intense, you know? It's Kira versus L, 2 geniuses who have never met each other, but want the other dead. So what do? They start laying down traps. They start taking note of what everything that the other person says, so that when the time finally comes, they can spray the trap and say, "Ha-ha! I was right all along, you lose, I win!" So right off the bat, it sounds like they're dating. I've broken someone. I'm gonna give myself points for that.
I can't breathe anymore.
And I mean, speaking of relationships, I don't have no time. Okay, why me, sir? I don't want to break your heart, kid, but your man spends a quarter of the series handcuffed to another man. For work.
Oh.
Now later in the series, when the whole thing is ended, my question is, who was Watari really? Okay? This eccentric billionaire who operated from the shadows, and he trained orphans to fight crime and solve mysteries. Oh my god, Watari's Batman! Yes! Does it bother anyone else that there's this estranged estate somewhere in England dedicated to training eccentric orphan detectives? Because I'm losing sleep over it. Going about training the new L, because apparently A through K joined the Men in Black. How do you do that? You don't put that on Craigslist. You want to be a little more selective than that. You've got to be. But just imagine the outtakes on that. I think it would be much easier, far easier, to find a brilliant detective and just make them an orphan. That's the quickest, easiest way. Hey, Billy. Did you find the diamonds? Is that your mommy in the kitchen? Pack your bags. Be back. So how would they go about finding the next album? You can't put that crap on Craigslist. You gotta be a little more selective. My guess is maybe they host like a national American Idol style tour, like they got Watery and Kernell, maybe Near and Mellow behind the desk. Just imagine the outtakes on that. My name's Rick! Oh, the dryer ate my sock, but I found it! Okay, you solved the mystery, you have a code name. Are there any eccentricities we should know about? I touch myself a lot! X? Say that for the Justice League, maybe. That will take anybody. Name? Velma. I've solved maybe 600 mysteries since the mid-60s. I drive around in a van, I lose my glasses, and I talk to a dog. You're in! Now, I gotta talk about some of the characters in Death Note too, because those are the most memorable. You see the cosplay all the time, and it's like you're cheating. Cosplaying Kira. A tie. A suit jacket. A notebook. Oh! Don't even have to go to Salvation Army for that. L. Take off your shoes. Jeans. White shirt. Long sleeves. Which means the only difference between like L and a redneck are sleeves. L, redneck, L, redneck. Redneckle. You never know, man. Well, you know why L is such a jerk, because he chooses the one letter for his name the Japanese can't pronounce. It's the detective formerly known as Loser. Or like when the symbol first comes on, I thought it was just like right angle. Clever. So he's a measurement. But cosplaying Misa. They're everywhere now. They've replaced the cat girls, and you can see why. You will never see someone younger than 18 cosplaying Misa. And they're not even in character. They're just like that. But it's a cop-out. Pigtails, hot topic. Stop me when I'm wrong. Now, Mellow and Near. First off, poorly named. Mellow is anything but. He's actually quite high-strung, which I was surprised coming from somebody with all that leather. Mellow dresses like a transvestite, kills like a drag queen. What a twist! And to show he's all intimidating, he's got the next clue. Mellow always bites into a chocolate bar. But if you ever watch the anime, it's always the corner of the chocolate bar. You never see him finish it. So he either has one that he rotates, or every one of his bases is just packed full of Hershey bars. Don't go a fudge packer, man. He'll murder you! Near. What the hell is he close to besides the floor? He loves his toys. He loves his games. So couldn't Kira have gotten rid of him if he got him addicted to like an MMO? Like the World of Warcraft? Kira's invading the building, we gotta get out of here! After I dig. This game's good. I wanna start playing an L next. We have to go! An L. Oh, L. Ate a lot of sweets, dressed like a hippie. He was like Shaggy and Scooby combined. Let's see. Now I was scoping up a lot of stuff. Actually, on the flight over, I was watching the Hulk versus movies, and those are amazing. That's everything I've ever wanted a movie to be. Just Hulk smash for 45 minutes. So I'm watching a lot of movies. I made the Iron Man joke, and a lot of people are asking me to make the Watchmen joke. Because there are so many to be made. Like Rorschach, the poor man's Daredevil. Daredevil, the poor man's Batman. But I don't need to make a Watchmen joke. I did it 35 minutes ago. Dada. Highly recommend the movie, highly recommend the book. I want to thank you guys very much for hosting me. This has been fun. Live, laugh, and glum. My name's Michael. Oh, good, she texted me too. What will I do now? Finish the show. So this is the anime club?
Most of it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Where do you guys normally meet? Library?
Right, down the hall, in another room, through the wall.
We actually get time at the end of the day to have clubs.
It's on
Like a normal
special
school.
Fridays once a month.
Yeah.
They shorten class periods so you can have club.
Oh, that's awesome. I should do that.
Thank God.
What have you guys watched?
House Moving Castle. We don't watch animes as much as last year. Last year we constantly watched anime and it got really, really boring, so we do.
Okay, do a good activity. A fun one to do, Pete, it's rated R, so it might not be doable in high school, but if any of you happen to have large houses, you ever hear of the movie Battle Royale?
Yeah.
Yes.
You know the game Bingo? We've played Battle Royale Bingo. We made several sheets of it, and it was magnificent. We hosted that at Connecticut up in Hartford, Connecticut. We had about 200 people in the room. That was awesome, flat out. What else have we done? Battle Dice, which was a lot of fun. I got into that via the Candy Ninja last week in Denver. Candy Ninja and his crew, literally, they were just as ninjas, but everything on them was somehow candy-oriented. They snuck up behind people, dropped in lollipops, and just vanished. The one girl had, like, knives that were made out of candy canes, and the Candy Ninja himself had a sash like a candy cane, and he had, like, the little circular peppermints and candy corn as blades on his hands. They're all painted. They gave the con chair this 6-foot-long spear made of candy corn and a straw. And what they did with Battle Dice was 2 people come up from each team. You roll a dice, and whoever gets the highest score gets the attack on. You never touch the person, but it's just this whole theatrical move. Like one kid was using his convoy stink as his main attack. Candy Ninja actually studied jujitsu, so he would make a movement. He had this cool screen too. He would drop the wall scroll that said poof, and then run behind you. Kind of loses the attack when you're facing him both ways, but that was tremendously fun. We also used to do Mystery Science Theater 3000. We've been doing that lately to a lot of late night hentai. You will wake up still thinking you're in that nightmare, but you're just remembering it. That's mainly what I and the other voice actor were doing. Other things that we used to do. See, when I ran my anime club back in college, I was unfortunately the unyielding dictator. Every month I had like a theme that we'd explore through an older anime, a newer anime, a popular and an obscure one. And we would try to connect the themes together, trying to figure out what's with the eyes. The answer is, do you know which American cartoon inspired that?
Mickey Mouse.
Betty Boop launched over in the 30s, and Japan saw that and like, which, they opened their eyes in surprise, which does make them look tired. And of course it was the god of anime, Osamu Tezuka, who started to adapt that in all of his drawing styles. Also made the first hentai. The creator of Astro Boy. It was released in 1969. I guarantee you I make jokes about that. They don't know about it over in Japan. It's called something else. But that was just perfect.
69, wow.
Yeah.
The very first one. It was based on Aladdin and the Arabian Nights. It is the trippiest thing I have ever seen. Because it's not even about the hooky. It's about things transforming into fruit. After a while, you feel like you've taken some kind of mushroom watching it. There's some anime that you gotta break yourself into slowly. I mean, like Fooly Cooly, you can't start someone else on that because they'll leave thinking that they're tripping on something. There's panty shots everywhere. I don't know how to feel. You gotta break people into that. I had a friend broken into anime through Puni Puni Poem 6 months before he spoke to me again.
That was scary.
It was by accident, and it was subtitled too, so you had to pause it just to keep it up because they talk so fast. It's the closest thing you'll ever have to a sitting seizure. Boy, it's been nuts.
Lights and flashing colors everywhere.
So, like, what kind of activities do you have set up?
Bingo.
Yeah, we had DDR last week. Bingo.
I ran around like a cutie.
Me trying to kill people.
She tackled me too.
Very good.
It hurt. Thank you. It did.
Crazy things.
We act like strange people.
There are also, well, there's several great games you can start up. There's a tabletop role-playing system called, I don't really care for it too much, but it's called Big Eyes, Little Mouth. And it's a tabletop role-playing based on an anime. They adapted Trigun and Hellsing to the same system as Dungeons and Dragons. Books are ridiculous because it's basically it's like a flowchart. Are you Vash? Yes, you win. Are you Vash? No, dead. Oh. The other awesome card game they picked up is Flux. Flux is a card game in which every turn the rules change. So strategy is useless. We also do Kobolds Ate My Baby, which is a tabletop role-playing game. Because you are a kobold, the longer you live, the longer you realize you're not playing the game right. You're supposed to die. And the longer you live, the more God goes out of his way to kill you. Because you are a kobold, you are stupid. Besides the video game tournaments, I'm usually hosting a panel where I'm working with a friend right now on a new panel, How to Survive a Mecha Attack. Because they have panels on how to survive a zombie apocalypse, which is very simple. Board yourself off in school with supplies, get on the roof, grab shotgun shells. What? You have to be prepared, okay? Be prepared. How to survive a mecha attack, I think is going to be a lot of like, we're thinking of like survival, like in an earthquake, because that's mainly what they're going to cause. Earthquake, flood, building falling down, how do you survive that? And secondly, how do you yell enough to make a drill? Which is, the answer is yelling really loud. That's the best part of your room, oh my god. Oh, is it my mom too?
What room is this?
Good question.
It's a good question.
228.
28. It's a down a little hall.
Did she get
Okay,
along
see you in a minute. No, it's my stepdad.
Oh, I was gonna say.
Duh, I love it.
Oh my.
It's okay, I know you went out to.
Okay. No, you can have
I think Ella died. There's a little boy right there.
One heart-shaped cookies.
One heart-shaped cookies.
Heart-shaped.
Heart-shaped.
Heart-shaped. Or Michigan.
I thought it looked like a lame right angle for a moment.
You got squished in the 5-hour drive.
Very cool. Okay. Hey, if you guys have any questions about like the anime industry or conventions or such, feel free, man. I'm not gonna go anywhere for another like 10 minutes or so.
Go away.
People need to call their parents now.
Oh yeah.
6
Yeah.
is like not 6.
You pick up a whole lot. You pick up a whole lot of stuff. I mean, I've been to enough panels and I've been hosted as a guest often enough to pick up.
Still going.
It's a day in the life of a voice actor. Anger. Now, with the mouth. No! Again. Now, no! This anime takes place in the 1880s. You're giving me 1860s. Why?
I don't know.
It's neat. We did a live dubbing session to an excellent live action called Machine Girl in DC. And the way that most programs are set up, you can only record one line at a time, which means you can only have one person in the booth at a time. Which means there's never interaction with the other actors. You may never know how it's syncing up. And they really discourage from watching the anime ahead of time, to give you context, I guess. And what happens is, you've got to sync up to the mouth, because that's what we really want to do, is we want to sacrifice vocabulary and the acting for, I guess, the syncopation for the rhythm. So you'll hear 3 beeps, and then the 4th, you have to sync up to. So it's beep, 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 ba 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 ba. So it's almost like you speak on 5. And the voice recruiting studio is a very quiet, scary place, because you're the only thing making any noise in there, except the person yelling at you through the glass. Unless you're doing a good job, then they're just flipping you off, man. Sure.
What's the green dice thing for?
The giant D20 comes with me everywhere. It's a large prop, and it's a celebration of my tabletop role-playing history. Actually did in senior year of college, we did a tabletop campaign for World of Warcraft. And oddly enough, one of our guys left the party, like left playing so he could go upstairs and play World of Warcraft. Like, come play WoW, I am! At least we put on pants, man, that's how you know it's real. So 20-sided dice is the basic dice to determine all fate for role-playing games. If it's a D20 system at least. Does the attack hit? Do I climb fast enough? Am I dead? Throw that. So I always bring that as a little mascot with me. I left everything else back in the car. Manga emoticons, like those things I made for the first YouTube video, left them home. I actually have to start repairing the delicious, happy, fluffy pink cupcake of redundant happiness. It apparently fell into water last week in Denver, and I can't have that. That's my main prop. It's starting to peel. So we may release the new platinum edition of the cupcake, Cupcake GT, or Cupcake Chipper.
I wanted to ask you, do you think, with all your heart, that Sasuke and his older brother are emo?
No, because they actually do something about it. Like, they don't stand in one spot. That's what a shoujo does. Well, they're actually quite proactive with their goals. Are they big on depending? Or can you say that they are reclusive characters? Or what is it? Not extrovert, but introverted. Introverted, yes. But the fact that they actually do stuff, like try to kill one another, that's a better choice.
Wait, Tasha, can I tell him? So
Yeah.
I can use it later. The thing that Mike said.
Oh God, go ahead.
Would you like to use this to describe Sasuke? Sasuke Uchimo.
That's funny.
Later.
One of my friends has a little brother who named his cat Sasuke. So my friend, every time he calls the cat, he calls it Sasuke Ujimo.
It works. I had a cat that was it was black and white, so it looked like a little cow that was purring. And we decided its name was racism.
Racist.
If it were tolerant, it would be all gray. But no, it's black and white separate.
Oh,
So we named it
Why
racism.
don't you stop repeating that?
We had a good weekend spent with racism. Racism rested happily in my in my lap. We had a good time. Hanging out, playing with racism. It was a good friend.
If you could be any character from any anime, what would it be?
That's an interesting question. Because the thing is, if I chose the character, would I have to live out the series? Like if I chose Jiraiya, would I be dead by this point?
God.
Spoilers!
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Oh, darn it.
Yeah, you get a little Who would you be?
It could be. It's either Gene Starwind or it's
Oh yeah.
Jeez. Yay.
Oh yeah.
Bash the Stampede. Simply put, because Gene Starwind's adventure will never end. And Bash the Stampede, I get boots.
And donuts. I said and
Oh,
donuts.
Oh, okay.
Glasses.
No, I say Gene Starwind. Yeah.
Who's your favorite villain?
There are so many, and I gotta go.
Like, who's the best one?
Like the one who truly put me on edge and scared the bejesus out of me was Legato Blue Summers of Trigun.
Oh my God.
Because he's so charismatic and does not kill unless the point needs to be made. And you never know when his point is going to be. And his voice acting in either Japanese or English, I've never actually seen Trigun in original Japanese. The voice actor that they got in English is perfect. He has this quiet draw to him. Everything is almost like a passing joke. I haven't given you a present, have I? And he just puts his hand on the kid, so you think he's just gonna crush the kid's skull, but the kid runs away with the ball. And there's nothing Vash can do, because if he starts firing or fighting this guy in public, what's gonna go down? Everyone's gonna charge him at once, and then there's an actual casualty. Blue Summers doesn't need to do a darn thing. He just appears. His best action is to stand on the sidelines. But the fact that he's able to push Vash the Stampede to the level that he never wanted to, that the whole point of the series is not to. Everyone deserves a second chance. No one is allowed to take a life. That is sinister. And that's one of the deeper reasons that I got into anime, because you can have these consequences like that. How many times can Jerry electrocute Tom and the cat not take damage? There comes a point where there's got to be consequence. It's not like a comic book where death is a revolving door. Flash rebirth. Stay dead, hope goes fast. Sure.
I have one more thing. Are you on light Kieta's side or are you on L's side?
I'm a libertarian. I am my own side. I'm partial to it. That's the neat part about the series, is that both characters are right and wrong. Because what's the difference between doing the right thing for the wrong reason and doing the wrong thing for the right reason? I'm the very model of a teenage megalomaniac. That's fun, but that's why I always held up the, I make buttons out of it too, Kira 008. But then we actually had a winner of that, so I'll have to think of something else. Maybe in 12, make it come back. I can see that. Ella make a nice VP. Or the same as Cheney, no one ever find him. Be hidden everywhere. Manipulated. I brought CDs if anybody is interested. I've got my first one, they never told me not to, which was recorded in front of a live studio production major. Without the benefit of the pants. They never told me not to is of course what I want on my tombstone, to keep people guessing. I'm proud of this decision. And my second CD, What's the Hell Your Heart, was that's an hour long live that you just heard a majority of it right now. Some of it was new, it's experimenting on you guys. As always got to keep moving things. Thanks to YouTube. As soon as I do it, the next week, people already know it. Sometimes better than I do. But yeah, thank you guys for hosting me, because for me, this is a good warm-up for Techo, and I like meeting with smaller groups like this. I like meeting with something private. It gives me a chance to flex, try out some new material, and it's a good pressure for me to keep it as PG-13 as I can. And it's good talking to you guys now, because I know I'm not competing for my audience with a Yaoi discussion panel.
Wow.
Sure, this boys kissing takes priority.
We're not allowed to have that.
I'm not going to justify by looking that way. I'm not going to justify it. Brothers in gore.
Why is the light blinking?
Battery and or tape are running.
It's
Yeah.
Out of tape.
Yeah.